For many immigrants, deportation isn't just about the legal status. It's about families being torn apart and for them to have a place to call. The fight for fair black education isn't over, but closing the gap starts with breaking the cycle and demanding change. For this year's spring break, most students chose to go on vacation, but instead, a few Howard University students chose their spring break to make sure they give back to their community. As Howard University celebrates their 158th Charter Day, this marks a historic celebration where alumni, students, and faculty acknowledge the school's legacy right here at the Mecca. For many immigrants, their living here in the United States is based on their futures. Deportation is having a huge effect on DMV residents, making this a disruption to people who work, children in schools, and right in the comfort of their own homes.
I can only, touch the students' lives through a human perspective. That means that when I see a student that is facing this tragedy, and we shall call it as it is, I can only, and this is where I feel very limited because it's me against the system that is putting them in this dilemma, where should I go? Should I stay here? Should I, face the possibility of staying? For many immigrants, deportation isn't just about the legal status. It's about families being torn apart and for them to have a place to call home.
But as somebody who comes from an immigrant family and who has who knows the process of, citizenship and immigration, I feel like hearing other people's stories from other people from where they come from, I feel like it has kind of like affected me more so emotionally. Just hearing like horrific stories about other illegal immigrants getting deported to their original country, getting separated from their family, from their children, from their loved ones. It's very like emotional here.
Reporting for News Vision inside of Washington, D.C., I'm Anihya Clark. With this being the 31st year of alternative spring break, Howard University students chose this time to go to communities all across the country to give back and make an impact.
I like that every year they come to help and teach us new stuff about Howard.
ASB has sent thousands of Howard students to help support underserved schools, respond to natural disasters, and even advocate for social change, all towards Howard University's motto, Truth in Service.
So this experience has really taught me the importance of youth empowerment and why it's important to work with kids because they are our future. We're going to grow up and be in our different fields of healthcare, business, engineering, like a plethora of different things, but they're going to be the future after us. So that's why it's important to uplift them now and be able to create this change for them.
For this year's spring break, most students chose to go on vacation, but instead, a few Howard University students chose their spring break to make sure they give back to their communities.
My heart has been full to overflowing because the students get a chance to see someone that looks like them that are achieving goals. And that's what the teachers like to see, but the kids are so impressed. They're like, oh my gosh, this is a big you.
Reporting for News Vision in Washington, D.C., I'm Anihya Clark. For generations, Black students in America have faced barriers to quality education, from underfunded schools to being racially discriminated inside of the classroom.
I feel like in the schools, based on working in the schools in DC, the main thing that they lack is resources in terms of whether it's just like crayons or pencils, books to read. I've worked in like various community centers and schools, like public schools as well, DC public schools, and they lack a lot of up-to-date technology and resources that place them behind from other kids who are well equipped with that resource.
A lot of Black students prefer teachers and admin to look just like them. Representation in the classroom is extremely important for the student's success. The fight for fair Black education isn't over, but closing the gap starts with breaking the cycle and demanding change.
People need people who understand who they are, understand where they came from, and people that they can relate to. I actually interviewed some students and I asked them, I said, what makes this school good for you? And they said, really, my teachers look like me.
Reporting for News Vision in Washington, D.C., I'm Anihya Clark.